Hey guys, it's Phantom here, and in today's video I am going to be going over my top 5 favorite, or really just 5 of my favorite main quest lines in Wizard101. Now, I actually do have a lot of favorite, certain aspects. I have a lot of favorite aspects of the main quest line in Wiz, but these are kind of just 5 specific, little quest lines inside of like an individual world that I found particularly interesting, that I guess just kind of stood out to me as being like really fun. Maybe it offered some good lore, or it was just overall really enjoyable. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into number 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be a quest line that I'm not sure everyone is actually going to agree with, and that is going to be the Grand Arena quest line, where you come to the Coliseum and you talk to the Arena Master, and then he sends you on a bunch of different quests to defeat different opponents inside of the arena, and just kind of build up your name, as a gladiator within the Crocus Sphinx, and then eventually working your way up to Kayamate the Great, who is somewhere around here. I don't remember exactly where, but working up to the opponent Kayamate the Great, and then the whole reason why you want to go and defeat him is basically to recruit him to your cause of joining the Order of the Fang, or like rejoining the Order of the Fang or whatever. And what I especially liked about this quest line, and I'm kind of surprised honestly just in general that a Crocotopia quest line made the list, because this world isn't the best in terms of story, but when I look back on fond memories, the Grand Arena, it's not everyone's favorite area, I know that for sure. It can be definitely quite tedious sometimes, but the reason why I like it is, as a kid, meeting an NPC such as the Arena Master, who was pretty mean to you at first and didn't really think you were that skilled at all, and then eventually proving his opinions, his first impressions of you wrong completely by defeating each opponent that he throws at you. Slowly and slowly he warms up to you, and you kind of just gain his approval. So I guess it kind of makes him tsundere in a way, because you kind of just want to win him over, I suppose. And he's not too nice at you at first, but then gradually gets more friendly. And I think that questline, it was just super duper fun. I like the Arena Master as a character, and it actually felt like I was completing something as I was doing the quest. So for those reasons, the Grand Arena questline, where you defeat all of the enemies in the arena, will go as my number 5 favorite. The next main questline coming up on this list is going to be the Meow Yardy chase, where you go to the area of Newgate Prison for the first time, because it's rumored that Meow Yardy has broken out of prison, and then, eventually I think you walk along this street, and then you walk through the actual prison compound right here, and then you meet an officer who yells at you that Meow Yardy has escaped, and to go track him down, and then that pretty much leads you to another officer, and then that officer leads you to another officer, because Meow Yardy is in the process of pretty much running away from the law, and you, as well as all of the other officers, are trying to stop him. Now, what I really like about these quest lines in particular is Marleybone is, of course, one of the oldest worlds in this game. There is nothing too unique about all of its quests. Most of the time it is the same defeat and collect format with the bosses, but this kind of demonstrated something a little bit unique with the Meow Yardy chase. I feel like we haven't really seen something like this before, where we're actually just running throughout the streets, making progression in our quest without actually having to do much. And then another cool aspect about it is, once you got to a certain area in the street, I'm guessing it was somewhere over here, probably somewhere around this area, you actually see Malastare, and you learn that Malastare has actually teamed up with Meow Yardy so they could both carry out their evil plans, which I think is super duper cool. And as a kid running through this world for the first time, and actually just seeing Malastare team up with Meow Yardy, because at this point in time you'd only seen Malastare one other time, I do believe, and that's in the first tutorial of the game. So actually seeing him again, and demonstrating that him and Meow Yardy are actual real threats, threats that you can actually see and perceive. I think it's just super cool. I think it's just one of the best parts of Marleybone, in my opinion, and definitely one of the best quest lines in this game. Coming up next in the list of the best main quest lines in Wizard101 is going to be the quest line in Radiance Reborn that takes you inside of Morgant's past memories, basically going into Morgant's mind, which I believe you can actually access by going into the Chamber of the Mind right here. I believe this is around where you go. But I think this quest is definitely one of the coolest that they have ever put into the game. Of course, we did get something similar to this in Ghost Avalon, which may or may not be on the list as well, but that's okay. I did want to mention it though. I definitely did want to mention going into Morgant's, not necessarily Morgant's dreams, but her past memories, because I think it is super duper cool in that it gives us insight into what Morgant was like as a character, you know, back when she was a student at Ravenwood up until the point where she got expelled, and then she, you know, teamed up with like the Arachna Magna Magus or whatever their names are, like basically the spiders, where she needed like she got like a new wand and deck and stuff like that. I think it is all really, really cool because it's not very often where we actually get to experience backstory of, you know, a main villain firsthand, like literally like be the main villain in those memories, you know, to just learn more about them and, you know, cater our strategy maybe towards their personality. I think it's super duper cool that we actually get this opportunity, and we don't have many instances in the game where we actually get to do something like this. So I think that this was definitely very, very worthy to put on the list as one of the best main quest lines. Coming up next is going to be the quest line where you grow, raise a drake, you know, outfit it with armor and a saddle, and eventually ride it up to Malister's palace up there. I think that this questline, especially the questline that has to do with, you know, the little subset questline that has to do with actually hatching the drake and teaching it the knowledge of like all of the dragon mothers back in the drake hatchery, is something especially noteworthy and cool. And honestly, dude, as a kid, it was just kind of sick to, I suppose, like watch our creation, you know, manifest into like a real being. I guess it's not really our creation, but, you know, watch just like something progress and grow in front of us, and then eventually we get like this nice little visualizer as we ride up to our final battle with Malister. I think all of it is super duper cool. Wait, where did the drake go? Hold on. Okay, let me just go back to the academy there. But seriously, I thought this was one very, very unique aspect of Dragonspire that always stood out to me. And of course, you know, we spent like, I don't want to say the bulk of the Dragonspire questline on actually raising this drake and fitting it properly for riding and everything, but we definitely spent like quite a bit of it. I mean, definitely a bulk of the Dragonspire questline. I just think it's really, really cool. I think it's really, really cool that even like so early into the game, because Dragonspire, I mean, was released a really, really long time ago, and I think it's definitely very, very awesome that we get to do something like this and actually see see for ourselves, you know, the results that we have produced. And of course, just riding on a young drake, I mean, that's just super fucking cool in my opinion. So that is why this comes in at number 2 on the list. And of course, lastly, we have the quest line that takes you to Ghost Avalon, in Avalon, of course. But yeah, this comes in at the number 1 spot as at least one of my favorite quest lines in Wizard101. Like I said, this is less of a top 5 like best quest lines, best main quest lines in Wizard101, and more of like 5 of my personal favorite quest lines in Wizard101. But yeah, Ghost Avalon comes in at the number 1 spot, at least on this list. And I just really, really like it. I just really, really like this questline. It's similar to the whole Morgant's past memories thing. You know, you go back in time here, you play a character, and you experience the situations that that certain character had experienced within the dungeon, and just cool shit happens, man. It's just a really, really fun time inside of Ghost Avalon. And it's kind of funny that in the Morgant's Dreams memory section, whatever you want to call it, you actually have to go back in time to Ghost Avalon yet again and like play as Morgant, and, you know, with like Sir Mallory as your minion and stuff like that. But Ghost Avalon for me was a little bit cooler than the whole Morgant section of Radiance Reborn, because it was just how it's set up, I suppose, how it is kind of set up in the mystical world of Avalon, in the Crystal Caves, you know, home to many secrets, and how you actually have to, you know, like walk up this mysterious stairway. It's super duper ominous. I really, really like the atmosphere too of this area. I think this is like definitely one of the best areas in Avalon, if not the best. And it's especially cool because we get to see the king, we get to see King Artorias before he actually, you know, quote unquote died. We get to see Merle Ambrose back when he actually lived in Avalon, which is really, really cool. If you guys didn't know, Avalon is Ambrose's home world. And then, of course, we also get to play as Gamma, which is super duper awesome. We get to, you know, uncover the whole Sir Mallory plotline as well, Nameless Knight. I think it's just such an awesome dungeon that, you know what, actually did come before the whole Morgant's Memories section of Radiance Reborn. So, you know, that also, just for originality's sake, makes it a little bit more valid, in my opinion. But I really, really do like the Ghost Avalon questline. I believe the purpose of coming here was to, I think, like, one of the shrines in the catacombs that we were supposed to, like, kneel to or whatever we do to become a Knight of the Silver Rose was actually destroyed, so we had to go back in time to, you know, go to that shrine and meditate at it or activate it or whatever you do with it. But yeah, I believe that is the main premise behind it. But it's just such a cool dungeon, man. It's such a cool dungeon with such a cool, like, ghost vibe, ghostly vibe. You know, it's a little bit smoggy in there as well, so kind of just adds to the mystical environment of the whole thing. I really, really like it. But anyways, that is going to be it for the video, everyone. I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, you could always leave a like or subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I do appreciate it. Your support lately has just been absolutely insane, so thank you so much for that, and I hope you all will keep it up. Anyways, that's gonna be all from me. I will see you all in the next video or stream, whenever that may be, so take care and peace out.